Welcome to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio in downtown Quincy. My trusty sidekick, Chris Dewar. As you can see, the chair's empty. He will be joining us sometime this hour. He had to run out to get some highlights for us, so he's out on assignment. I was out on assignment this afternoon. There is a ton going on this week. And happy Thanksgiving week to everyone. Hope everybody's ready for a fun, eventful, sports-filled holiday week. So, it's incredible that we still have football going on. We have 3 teams in our coverage area still alive. We're coming up on the Illinois State Championships this weekend. Missouri State semifinals are this weekend. We could have football into December right here in our area. 2 teams giving us a chance at that. With their state semifinal games coming up this Saturday. We've got Brown County playing for a Class 1A state championship. We've got basketball going on all over the place. We got basketball kicking off in Illinois. Boys tonight. We've got girls games that were last week. We've got girls games going on throughout this week. We've got college games going on. We got college games going on right now. We've got news happening today. I mean, it is all over the place, and it is so much fun. And we're glad you're right here alongside us to chat about football, to chat about basketball, to chat about all kinds of things going on. We do have a fun show planned for you tonight. As every Monday night, we have the Adjustin Chiropractic Adjustment of the Week. That's coming up in hour number 2 this week. We're flip-flopping some things. So normally we wait and do Shuck 'em Up, brought to you by Platte Daddy Barbecue in hour number 2, kind of our last segment of the night, our big play of the week. We build up some suspense. Well, we're talking all football in hour number 1 and all basketball in hour number 2. So we figured since the adjustment of the week this week is from a basketball game, Shuck 'em Up is from a football game, let's flip them. So we'll have Shuck 'em Up in hour number 1, adjustment of the week in hour number 2. We also have 3 guests going to be joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Brown County offensive coordinator and former Brown County football player, Eric Grady, joining us here a little later this half hour. Then at the bottom of the hour, Monroe City defensive coordinator and boys basketball coach, Brock Idris, will be joining us. And then in hour number 2, we're going to break it down with Quincy High School boys basketball coach, Andy Douglas. Obviously, there's some big news coming out of Quincy High School. Came a little bit last week, and then we got the finality of the news this week. No Thanksgiving night game for the QHS Thanksgiving Tournament. This is going to be the 54th QHS Thanksgiving Tournament. Only once in the previous, 54 years, because we had again, I'm going to get to that here in a second. Has there not been a Thursday night, Thanksgiving night basketball game played in Blue Devil Gym, or 2 basketball games typically? And that was in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. No basketball was played that fall or early that winter in Illinois. They did a modified season, started it after the new year, played a shortened version of their season, no postseason, anything like that. So there was no Thanksgiving tournament in 2020. Fast forward to 2025, they're all set up, 54th. Got to take out the annual because we missed a year there. But so this is the 54th QHS Thanksgiving tournament, and no Thursday night game. Gateway Science Academy out of St. Louis backed out of the contract to play in the tournament. Apparently, just not enough players. It was a team that went 4-17 last year. We assumed was going to come in here and see what would happen, but apparently they're low on numbers and decided not to play. So backed out of the contract, which just found that out little less than a week ago now, and it's left Quincy High School scrambling, and scrambling led to not being able to find anybody to replace Gateway Science Academy. So Gateway Legacy Academy out of St. Louis and Chicago Lindblom are still coming to Quincy for the Thanksgiving tournament. However, Quincy High School has had to adjust the schedule to accommodate only having 3 varsity teams there. So they're going to play 2 games on Friday, 3 on Saturday. They're going to break it up into 3 sessions. We're going to break it down more at the top of hour number 2, and we'll discuss it with Andy Douglas. But no Thanksgiving night basketball this week in Blue Devil Gym. I have no clue what I'm going to do on Thursday night now. For the better part of my life, I've spent every Thanksgiving night at Blue Devil Gym, including outside of the pandemic, the last 24, 25 seasons. 25, I guess it would be. In Blue Devil Gym on Thanksgiving night. It's going to be weird. The good thing is, Friday morning, we got something to go do because Brown County will be playing for a state football championship at 10 a.m. at Hancock Stadium on the Illinois State University campus. And I just got a little bit of a suspicion there might be like 5 people left in Mount Sterling when the day is done. Now, it's going to be cold. Forecast right now is calling for a high potentially on Friday in Bloomington Normal of 34 degrees. So is anybody going to want to really sit outside and cheer on the Hornets if you don't have to? But I think most everybody in Mount Sterling feels like they have to be there to see history. It is the first time in program history the Hornets have made it to the state title game. So I got a feeling like there's going to be nobody left in Mount Sterling. And there shouldn't be. This should be, I mean, the community celebration has been great so far. Spent some time at Brown County High School today talking to those players and coaches, and we're going to have Eric Grady, assistant coach, join us here a little later this hour. It's just been an incredible run for them, incredible experience, first time in program history. This will be just the second team in Brown County history as a school to win a state trophy. You know, the boys baseball team in 2022. And if you're curious about that team, you can go to our website for our 25 of 25 countdown, the greatest moments in area sports history over the last quarter century. It's number 21 on the list. And they finished as the state runner-up. The Hornets did 2022, Mason Henry, Gabe Blakely, Colby Wart, Ethan Howell. I'm going to miss somebody if I keep trying to mention names off that team. But a great team, great postseason run. Their super sectional victory over Carrollton will go down as one of my favorite games to have covered in my career. So again, that team has now been matched for at least for a state title game appearance. Can this football team eclipse them and win a state title? Got their hands full. We're going to dig more into that here in a little bit, but we don't want to forget what's going on the Missouri side either. We had 3 state quarterfinal games this past Saturday. 2 of the teams that we cover won those quarterfinal games and go on the road now this coming Saturday to play in the state semifinals. That would be Hannibal and Monroe City. Huge games from them. And the other one, North Shelby in the 8-man state quarterfinals, took it on the chin. Another tight game for them. A lot of interesting games across the board. Illinois and Missouri this past weekend, whether it was the state semifinals or the state quarterfinals. A lot of tight games. We had some overtime games. We had a barn burner down in Calhoun. I was lucky enough to be there and witness all the craziness that happened there in the final 5 minutes of that game, where I think all 4,000 plus fans that were there experienced darn near every emotion you can imagine during that time. And we're going to get into more of that. We do want to take a look at the scores from Saturday. I had an eye doctor appointment today. Thank you, Dr. Kvitley. And I got to go with the readers because I'm getting old. So had to put the readers on to break down the scores today. So coming off of Saturday, Illinois Class 1A state semifinals played in Hardin, Illinois. Brown County beats Calhoun 14-13, scored all 14 points in the fourth quarter, made a goal line stand on a 2-point conversion with 15.3 seconds left to seal their state final appearance. Just an incredible. You may hear more about that play later. Not only do I think we'll talk about it with Coach Grady, we might shuck them up. That play was a big one. Maybe the biggest play in Brown County football history to date. Got a game coming up Friday where a play or two could be even bigger. But I think you can make an argument it is the biggest play in Brown County history to date. And we'll ask Coach Grady about that, see what he thinks. Even though he's an offensive guy, I know he loved to see what his defense did there. That was Class 1A state semifinals in Illinois. Brown County now will play Lena Winslow 10 a.m. Friday for the state championship. Lena Winslow will be appearing in its 6th consecutive state championship game. A couple of years ago, a team out of the WIVC North went to Hancock Stadium and took down Lena Winslow. That was Camp Point Central for its first state championship in any sport in school history. Could it happen again? Got to follow us along here on all of our social media sites and our website on Friday, because we will have blanket coverage of the Hornets playing for a state title. It's going to be interesting. We could have two more teams playing for state championships after their victories last Saturday as well. Hannibal in Class 4 state quarterfinals takes down West Plains 41-12. That Hannibal defense gets it done again. Dynamic effort from the Pirates on the defensive side of the ball. Really good offensively, but we've talked about their defense at length this year, and they're living up to the challenge and rising to the occasion when it matters most. So they'll be heading to St. Mary's Southside in St. Louis to take them on. That game has been moved. Found that out just a little bit ago. That game is 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, state semifinals. Hannibal taking on St. Mary's Southside out of St. Louis. That game will now be played in St. Louis at Missouri Baptist University. So if any of you Hannibal fans are planning on going, that's where you need to head. In Class 2 in Missouri, man, Monroe City dropped a hammer on Mid-Buchanan. Mid-Buchanan came in number 2 in the state, undefeated. Monroe City rolled them up, 58-21. David Kirby's crew just continues to impress. You think of what they did during the regular season where they beat Centralia. They won tight games. They out-physical teams. You know, they just did everything they needed to do to be in this spot, and they continue to do it. And to really to take out Mid-Buchanan the way the Panthers did, holy moly. 58-21, Monroe City won that game at Langford Field last Saturday. They also head to the St. Louis area, the Panthers do. They're going to take on St. Pius X out of Festus. That game will be at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon in Festus. We will have reporters, Chris Dewar and Shane Holsey. They're going to spread their wings, and both of them are going to head down there. One will go to one game, one will go to the other. That way we can provide you blanket coverage of both teams. Also working on efforting maybe a photographer at one or both, see if we can enhance our coverage. So, again, make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com for complete coverage of those teams as we move forward. I know Chris Dewar is working on a Monroe City preview for that game. He's also going to spend some time with Hannibal. He may get up on Thanksgiving morning. I think the Pirates start at 9 a.m. on a Thanksgiving Day practice, and I think Chris Dewar might, before he gets too deep into the turkey time, may go spend some time with the Pirates on the holiday. So that'll be kind of fun. The other state quarterfinal game we had took place in Shelbyville. North Shelby loses to Worth County 36-34. So North Shelby's season ends. That was a team that played in the state title game a year ago in 8-man football. Falls a couple steps short of getting back to that game. But a great season for Ken O'Laughlin and his team. So a lot of exciting action there. We've got a lot of exciting basketball action going on. We actually got a game going on right now as we sit here. Quincy University's men are on the road playing at Pittsburgh, Kansas against Pittsburgh State. 12 minutes to go in that game, 54-49, the Hawks lead. Max Boer with 17 points so far, Tiernan Steins with 14. So, again, we'll see if the Hawks can come home from this road trip having split. They lost a 2-point game on Saturday to Missouri Western. Now trying to get a split on the road trip. And if you haven't gotten out to Pepsi Arena yet, you're going to have 3 times next week, all GLVC games to see the men and the women, and it's worth it. Both teams are talented. They got local products. But we'll get into that in hour number 2. I just want to give you a quick update. We got a lot of football to talk about this hour, and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get on the Hess Auto Agency hotline with Brown County Offensive Coordinator Eric Grady. So make sure you stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
We are talking a ton of football tonight because it's Thanksgiving week and we've got huge games coming up. A couple on the Missouri side, Monroe City and Hannibal, both playing in the state semifinals on Saturday. And we got an Illinois team doing something special this week. You know, they're going to skip Thanksgiving at home and head to Bloomington Normal and have Thanksgiving dinner together. In preparation for Friday's 10 a.m. state championship, and that would be the Brown County Hornets. So we're going to go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline and talk about this team and this matchup with Brown County offensive coordinator, assistant coach, Eric Grady. Coach, what's happening?
Oh, not much, just getting ready for kind of a big game here.
Yeah, I think there's a few people in Mount Sterling excited about this week.
Oh man, yeah. The no pun intended here, but the community is buzzing. Coming back into town after the Calhoun game. The streets were just lined with people, and it's what makes high school football in a small town just unlike anything else.
I was having a fun chat. I was out at the school today. I got a chance to run into you while I was out there, talking to some of your players about it, and they said they kind of expected some people to be at the school because it was already dark by the time you guys got back to Mount Sterling. And they said as they were coming into Mount Sterling and they saw people everywhere on the main drag on Main Street there, they were just wow. They were just wowed by it all. And was it the same for you coaches? Were you wowed by it?
Yeah, it was. As the coaching staff, we even knew it was going to happen. So the police texted us and they're like, hey, we want to lead you into town. And so, we knew or thought we knew what was coming. And as we're pulling down Main Street, the streets are just lined with people. And I know a lot of communities say this, but, our community supports these kids in everything they do. And that night was just a testament to that.
Well, and think about how many people wearing green were at the game on Saturday. I know they estimated the crowd at over 4,000 people, and I truly believe it. I truly believe it was that because everywhere you looked, there were fans. There were people lined up, and a lot of it was green. Yeah,
like I said, our community just does a great job in supporting these kids. And one thing that really got me from the game, I don't know who orchestrated this whole thing, but it felt like every fan we had made a human tunnel from our locker room to the field. And, usually before games, I'm locked in on game plan and what we got to do and what we're trying to accomplish. And that walk to the field on Saturday, it got me. It was surreal just to see the absolute sea of green leading us to the field.
Well, and that wasn't a short walk for just the way the setup is of the school and the field where you guys had to come from. It's a little bit of a hike to get to the field, and to see everybody do that just adds to the anticipation and the electricity for that moment, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It was an amazing, I would almost say emotional walk to the field. It was crazy, the feelings just walking to the game.
14-13 victory over Calhoun. Obviously, scoreless at halftime, had to get something going in the second half. Were there any major adjustments you guys made at halftime to get the offense going, or was it just a matter of trying to find your footing, literally, on that turf?
Well, yeah, the footing was a big thing, and, you know, we kind of discussed that at halftime. But as far as adjustments, honestly, it was two minor adjustments. We made an adjustment how we blocked one of our fullback plays, and that's actually the first play we came out with in the second half.
Yep.
And then we made a formation change in the fourth quarter that really drove us to big success on the last drive.
How confident were you as that game wore on that you were going to be able to find a way to get in the end zone, that you were going to be able to run the ball the way you guys have all season, despite the muddy conditions?
Yeah, you know, I was pretty confident. We put a lot of trust in our kids, especially up front. You know, just knowing that we got to just keep the game close, keep grinding, and eventually, you know, we're gonna find something that works. And you know, a lot of credit goes to Coach Hoots and the defensive staff for keeping us in games. And not, you know, we, especially down there at Calhoun, you know, we didn't do much of anything in the first half, and they kept us in the game, just let us hang around, and we eventually got something going.
We're talking with Eric Grady, the Brown County offensive coordinator. You've been through this a lot of years. You were on the staff before Tom Little got there as head coach, correct?
Yeah, my first year was the year before Tom came. Yeah.
So not only that, but you're also a guy that played at Brown County.
Yes.
What does this mean to you to be able to be a part of a team that's playing for a state title?
It's unbelievable. This is all I could ever hope for as a football coach in my hometown. You know, like you said, I played here. I bleed green, and never got anywhere close to this as a player. And you know, as a coach, Tom's done just an unbelievable job of building this program from rubble. I mean, honestly, when he came, the program was not in a good spot.
Right.
And the belief and just the vision he had for Brown County football, honestly, I thought he was crazy when one of those first meetings, but he's never backed off of that. He's never shied away from what he thinks Brown County football could be and should be, and he's really built this into something amazing.
So I happened to jump on Facebook a little earlier today, just trying to get some stuff figured out for the show and for my preview stuff. And I happened to run across a post from, I believe, your mother, posting old pictures of you from your playing days.
Yeah, I did see that.
How cool is that to reminisce and be like, wow, look at how far we've come?
Oh man, amazing. Like I said, we as a player, I never got anywhere close to this point, and just living it now as you know, somebody that grew up in the program, played in the program, and now one win away. It's just surreal.
Help me out. What year did you graduate from Brown County?
97.
97. Okay. So would you have played for Jim Henry?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. There's another, you know, I've written about Tom and Vince. We've talked about Heath Fullerton and his son Trey being on the team. We've talked about all the connections. Well, there you go with one of the Brown County connections. Micah Henry playing for a state championship with a program his grandfather coached, his dad and his uncle played for, because you played with Brad, correct?
Yeah, Brad and I were in the same class.
Yeah. So how neat is that to see the family legacies, not just the Littles or the Fullertons, but the Henrys and all the other ones. I know I'm going to forget some of them, but how neat is it to see the family legacies carry on?
It's awesome. You know, that's one of the great things about living in a small town is you see those same names over and over and over again, and you get to, you know, relive days like Brad and I playing football together and college roommates, and now getting a chance to coach his son in a state championship game. It's a really awesome experience. Well,
and I had a chance to talk to Micah today. I'm going to do a story, you know, on that kind of family legacy this week leading up to that game. And Micah,
I think I'm losing you.
Oh, can you hear me okay? Oh, I think we lost him. Yeah, we lost him. Well.
There, I got you.
Okay. Hey, the Gremlins. See, last week we had an issue with the Gremlins. Now we got it again this week. We got to figure that out, but at least we got you back.
Yeah. All right.
But what I was saying when we kind of got interrupted there was I got the chance to talk to Micah Henry today, and I can see the influence of his grandfather and his father in the way he talks, the way he plays, and the way he handles himself. Do you see that as well?
100%. Yeah, he is. He's his dad. You know, however many years we graduated, 20, 30 years ago, same type of player, same type of mannerisms. And yeah, it's cool to see.
You guys take on Lena Winslow Friday, 10 a.m., Hancock Stadium. I know you're going to deep dive more into Lena Winslow as the week goes on, but I know you've already started on that. What jumps out at you? What jumps out at you about Lena Winslow?
Probably their front on both sides of the ball. You know, they're big up front, which, you know, we knew coming in, but just seeing them on film, you know, we're excited about the challenge, and we know they pose some concerns for us, but we also see some things that we think plays really well into our hands as well.
Yeah, I know you guys are going to go over to Bloomington Normal on Thursday. You're going to practice on a turf field. You're going to get ready. You're going to have turkey dinner together. How much are you looking forward to that part of it as much as you are the football game?
A lot. You know, and that's what we kind of talked to the kids about today, that, you know, our sole focus is going to Bloomington to win a football game on Friday.
Right.
But at the same time, don't lose sight of the experience. We want them to take this whole week in, enjoy this week, know that we have work to do all week, and we want to come home with a victory. But we also want to enjoy the ride as well.
Well, it's been quite a ride so far.
That it has. Yeah, it's been a fun trip. That's for sure.
Well, Eric, we really appreciate you taking time to join us tonight, and we'll be there on Friday covering you guys as we have every step of the way, and I'm excited about Friday.
Yeah, I am too, and we sure appreciate everything you do for our program and our kids, and just the highlights you give them week in, week out. I know they sure appreciate you guys.
Well, we will see you over there on Friday. Good luck getting prepared for 10 a.m. Friday against Lena Winslow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one, buddy.
Yep, you too. See ya.
That was Brown County Offensive Coordinator Eric Grady joining us on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline, talking about this week's state championship game. Brad Hoyt, Quincy University basketball coach, I know he can't probably take credit or trademark it, but he's the guy that said this over and over to me, that it rings in my ears every time. Championships are cool. You know, he's kind of reiterated that to his players over the years. He's reiterated that to me, and he's right. Championships are cool, so this is going to be a fun week. We got a couple other teams challenging for a shot at an opportunity to play for a state championship, and one of those is Monroe City. When we come back, we're going to talk to Monroe City defensive coordinator and head boys basketball coach Brock Idris. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. for style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio in downtown Quincy. And we are talking football this first hour. We'll get to that basketball talk next hour. We got a lot of big football games to chat about. We already talked about Brown County playing for a state championship this week in Class 1A in Illinois. And we've got 2 teams on the Missouri side playing in the state semifinals for their chance to play for a state title. So we're going to go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline and talk to one of the coaches from one of those teams, and that would be Monroe City assistant coach and head boys basketball coach, Brock Idris. Coach, how are you tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Appreciate you joining us. Dewar's not here right now. He's off being a bum, doing something else. He told me he'd be back here by this interview, and he's not here. So you can give him as much grief as you possibly can next time you see him.
I'm sure I'll be seeing it. I'll be seeing him soon, I'm sure.
Obviously. Basketball season even on your mind yet, or are you still all focused on football?
You know, I've been really fortunate. We've got, I've got 3 assistant coaches, Coach Rick Baker, Coach Grant O'Brien, and Coach Ethan Limbauer that I fully trust. They've been really getting our guys. We've got 9 or 10 kids that have been practicing, 1 or 2 varsity kids, but the majority of our team's out on the football field. So
yep.
I usually come in and catch the last half hour of basketball practice when we're kind of doing some team-oriented stuff, but I've been impressed with the way they've come along. You know, our young kids competed in a jamboree and did well, and
awesome.
They're continuing to get better. So I'm fortunate from that aspect that I can put a lot of my focus on our football team right now, which is much deserved.
Well, it's definitely going to help those kids having that time on the court right now, because they're getting a ton of reps and a ton of run, and, you know, that just brings your program along even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that experience, I think that one-on-one coaching, you know, you got three coaches there that can put a lot of attention for those kids. And it seems like, you know, each and every day I come in and kids are doing something a little bit better. So that's the goal. And, you know, they're developing. And fortunately, our football team has made a great run. And those guys seem to keep getting better in certain aspects. So it's been a lot of fun around here.
And that was going to be my next. How much fun is it right now coaching this football team and kind of the way they're playing? Because they seem to be playing at a very high level.
Yeah, as the seasons went on, just as the season really gets later and into district play, I feel like our guys have been laser focused on kind of the scout, what the game plan is on both sides of the football, special teams. You see it on the defensive end. We've done a pretty good job of kind of containing some teams and really winning the turnover battle, whether it's getting interceptions or fumbles. And special teams making big plays, and then offensively we've scored a lot of points. So hopefully we can keep that going this weekend.
What have you been most pleased with or most impressed with from the defensive side of the game?
We've played some really high-powered offensive teams, and it even starts with, we had a tight Palmyra game earlier this regular season, and then in the postseason, we tweaked a few things, but really kind of stifled them a little bit. And then, moving forward, playing Brookfield, they could really spread it around, and they posed some fits early in the game, but the second half we came out and played much better. And then Mid-Buchanan, who was only giving up 13 points a game and scoring almost 50. It just seems like our guys, whatever the keys have been for the week, whatever the focus has been, they've kind of really stuck to that. And it seems like different games, obviously you got your main guys, your backfield guys, Jaden and Quincy and Peyton. One or two of those guys are always going to kind of go off. It's hard to take away three different threats that are as good as they are. But some different kids make huge plays. Davier Holland had a couple interceptions the other day. Abram Smizer on an onside kick. He really attacked the ball, making a big hit on an option play. Our guys are just flying around. They're playing with a ton of confidence. They're playing together, communicating really well, and they kind of have an idea of what to expect on each play and playing off of each other.
We're talking with Monroe City assistant football coach Brock Idris, who also happens to be the head boys basketball coach. Basketball season's on hold for a second. His assistants got that because they got a big game this Saturday against St. Pius X coming up in Festus, Missouri, 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Brock, I think one of the things about your defense is you had the Clarence Cannon Conference Defensive Player of the Year in Lane Chin, but I think Jaden Holland could have been in that discussion too. That the fact up front that you've got inside and edge working harmoniously just makes you guys dynamic up front, doesn't it?
Yeah, going into this year, Lane just being a junior, he's just worked so hard. But we knew what we were getting with these other upperclassmen that were going to be seniors. We were basically returning, pretty much our entire linebacking core, and then having Jaden Holland on the edge as a defensive end, Blake Fauner, and in the secondary having Davier and somebody as athletic as Wyatt. Cole Hayes came back, so we knew we were going to have a ton of upperclassmen and just be mature. And anytime you have that, you feel like you have a chance to be really good. But to see the way he's really taken a huge jump at Lane Chin, that is, from last year to this year. We've been able to kind of move those guys around and try to take other teams' strengths away and seeing what best fits, what we need defensively. But then, you back that up with Toby Sapp and Abram Smizer and Peyton Heatherton and Quincy Mayfield right behind those guys flying to the football. It's a pretty good group to defend with.
Well, as you're mentioning all those names, the upperclassmen, some of the underclassmen, the guys making plays, it's just like all I could think in my head was playmaker, playmaker, playmaker. You could just go right down the checklist because they've done that all season. It hasn't always been the same guy, but you have guys making plays all over the field, don't you?
Yeah, it's tough kids. And I didn't even mention Zach Smith, Cooper Herner, Julian Moss. Just different guys have just made huge plays in big time moments. And that's been really exciting. And it's fun to try to keep guys fresh and bring different bodies in. I think that's been an advantage probably to ours, come the second half of games where we've been able to rotate different linemen and kind of wear on people. I think our offensive line is pretty quick off the off the football. And we've already talked about being multidimensional and being able to really attack every gap within the defense. Coach Kirby's done a tremendous job of getting these guys and putting them in the right spots and working with our coaching staff and just making sure everybody's playing to their strengths. And that's a credit to him and how he's brought this football program along and continue to develop athletes and get them out for football.
How much fun is it to be coaching football in November?
Oh, it's great. It's a blast. You know, the one thing that's probably different from Missouri and being from Illinois is you've got to wait a little longer to kind of experience that playoff atmosphere. You know, with, you know, districts, you know, your games are still on Friday nights, which everybody loves Friday nights, but, you know, playing in the playoffs where you're playing a 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock game and, you know, people are tailgating and grilling out. It's just different. So, you know, getting to play in that quarterfinal game this last weekend, it's been a few years since we've been there. So our coaching staff, you know, I remember prior to that game, just, you know, looking at Coach Kirby and kind of smiling like, you know, this is, you know, what we live for, you know, getting to play in big time games and, you know, being back here, we were pretty excited and really driven and mission focused. And our kids, you know, I think they're playing with a ton of confidence and they'll be ready to go this weekend. But we know we got a big test ahead of us. St. Pius has played a loaded schedule. You know, you can't look at their win-loss record and determine that on how good of a football team they are. They played a lot of good teams. They've got good athletes. They're going to play some power football. Then they're going to mix it up and move some different formations to get leverage on the defense. And so we're going to have to be on top of our game and recognize the different formations and adjustments.
Well, I feel bad because we've had some coaches provide us with helmets that we keep here on the desk during the show. We don't have a Monroe City helmet. I would have had a Monroe City helmet on the desk for you tonight. So maybe you can help us out with that sometime down the road.
I think we can work on that. I think we can make it work.
Well, Brock, we look forward to covering your guys' game on Saturday. We'll be there. We'll have a reporter there covering you guys, and really looking forward to seeing what happens on Saturday and seeing if you guys get that shot at playing for a state title.
Yeah, I'm excited for our area. You know, Coach Little was he was my PE teacher back when I was in 5th and 6th grade back there in Carthage. So to see him kind of move on and develop that Brown County program and just all the different area teams that are being successful, I'm looking forward to seeing how this weekend pans out. And I appreciate all the coverage that you guys do for all the kids and coaches and athletes. So thank you.
Think about it. There's a lot of Carthage connections still in play here, whether it's at Brown County, whether it's at Monroe City. There's a lot of Carthage connections here that shows you how much that blue boy influence, how far it stretches.
Yeah, we've been really, you know, super fortunate to play for some coaches, some quality coaches that really kind of spread their knowledge between Coach Unruh, Coach Lapp, Coach Reed, who went over to Camp Point Central, and you know, everybody's kind of grown, and you know, it's we're fortunate, and the wing t's still alive.
That's
even
right.
though it might not be the most popular thing with you know, spread offenses and so forth, but you can see it across the board. It's winning football for us. We believe in it. Our kids believe in it, and we're all looking forward to playing.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck on Saturday, and we really appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us tonight.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Take care.
That was Brock Idris, Monroe City defensive coordinator, joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to shuck them up, and I believe my co-host has arrived. So we're going to have a chat with Chris Dewar when we get back. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
When you trust your healthcare needs to MDH, you'll receive the highest quality, compassionate care from our nationally accredited medical departments and award-winning staff. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing exceptional care right here in Macomb. We also accept Aetna, Healthful Inc., Blue Cross Blue Shield, and most other insurance plans for your convenience. McDonough District Hospital, your regional healthcare partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Not sure you're ready for retirement? With over 25 years of experience, the team at Benson Financial Group will meet you right where you are and craft a plan that's right for you. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Well, look who has brightened our evening with his arrival.
Are you talking about the glare off my head?
If it was another show, I'd reach over and rub your head.
I'm sure you would. My banishment is over. I'm back after a show and a half.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks. It's good to be here with you.
You've been on the road chasing basketball highlights tonight. And
First night, we kind of had to get something to get the flavor out there tonight.
So, and we're going to talk about a lot of basketball coming up in hour number 2. Andy Douglas will be joining us, Quincy High School boys basketball coach. He'll join us at 8:15. Obviously, big news coming out with the Thanksgiving tournament and the revamping of that schedule. So we'll break that down with him. We've already talked to Brown County assistant coach Eric Grady, Monroe City assistant coach Brock Idris. So we've got good things about those teams. We weren't able to get anything with Hannibal related in as far as interviews tonight. Obviously, it's a busy Monday night and everything. I think that's where you're going to be on Saturday as far as our plan as
New
of now.
venue as of today.
Yes, Missouri Baptist University. They've moved that game too. So it should be interesting. We're going to have Hannibal highlights and stories throughout the week as well. I mentioned this earlier. I think you're planning on going over to a turkey morning practice.
I think you kind of have to when you have teams like this that have made it. One of the great rewards of doing that is going to a Turkey Day practice and knowing that we already kind of have a Monroe City preview in the can from this week for that.
You're already working on that.
I wanted to go see Hannibal. They're practicing early. I heard Jeff Geschwinder say on Friday night after the game, hey, we want to give you guys the day with your family, but also there's nothing better than getting to practice on Friday or on Thursday for a big game. And obviously it will be a huge game for them. And Saturday is Jeff Geschwinder's birthday.
So is it really? Okay.
It is a chance for the Pirates to give him the ultimate birthday present in a return trip to state.
Now, I don't know if you've heard this yet today because it just came out this afternoon, but the reason we've got the QU helmet on the desk tonight is we had some major awards.
Two biggies.
The first time in program history, Quincy University football team has earned 2 postseason awards from the GLVC, and these are biggies. Jalen Vaughn, senior, 5th year, however you want to describe that, graduate's out. He's in his final year of eligibility. How's that sound?
That works for me.
Defensive tackle is named the Defensive Player of the Year in the GLVC. And then Braden Little, Quincy High School product, is named the Freshman of the Year. Those are big time. Obviously there's been one other player off the top of my head. I don't think there's been another one that's gotten Defensive Player of the Year in the GLVC. He was an All-American. He deserved it. Cody Leonard.
Sure, absolutely.
And then Chris Harris was the Freshman of the Year back in 2013.
Okay.
So this is the first freshman of the year since then.
I don't,
and deservedly so. Like both of these guys deserve these accolades.
I would say so. I am impressed that Jalen Vaughn is a defensive tackle. You and I have watched him. We know how good he is.
Yes.
Usually those awards go to linebackers.
True, yeah.
And for him to have shown the way he did this season, I mean, and anybody who watched him, you started me on that before the season, going, hey, this guy makes a world of difference. I think one practice you said that, the way he was playing this year. So good for them to recognize that. I don't think the Braden thing's a big surprise because when you're a quarterback who performs that well, and you're not supposed to be able to make that jump, that's a really well-deserved award for Quincy High's finest.
I had an opportunity to break it down with Coach Kilday before I got here to work on the show. Some really good things. So you're going to be able to read about that tomorrow at MuddyRiverSports.com. But yeah, so very 8 guys made all conference.
I did see that.
2 first team, 2 second team, 4 honorable mention. So that was good. Brock Wiley, Quincy Notre Dame product, got second team all conference.
And deserved for him as well. Had a monster season.
I would have liked to have seen both him and Brock Inman both get first team because I think they both deserved it.
Okay.
You know, I think second team's underselling Brock Wiley's impact a little bit. So, but that again, I cover the team on a weekly basis, so I see it. So maybe, you know, I don't want to say I'm biased, but I really thought his impact was big this year.
I didn't get to see anything outside of Quincy University. I assume Coach Nez was the coach of the year?
He was.
Okay.
Yes.
So and that's well-deserved as well. So within the region, great job.
And UND's quarterback, Gavin Suckup, was Offensive Player of the Year.
And you have talked about how good he is.
So, so some big things on that front, especially heading into the offseason with, you know, next week they start, the coaches start going out and about recruiting more, you know, now that the seasons are over. So this is a big deal. You see the progress of this program in Coach Kilday's first 2 years, and it's impressive.
It is, but it's always year 3 that is the tipping point.
Yeah.
So I know that there is some, and I don't want to throw any extra pressure, but there is added pressure because you have made 2 incredibly good big steps to start this Quincy University career. This is the one that kind of gets you where you want to be, this next class.
And I know they're working on it. And I know some of the guys they're recruiting, some of the conversations they're having. If it comes to fruition, it's going to be a lot of fun over the next few years out at the rock pile.
To your mind, what is the biggest point of emphasis that this team needs to augment going forward? Because you watch them more than anybody.
It's up front, both sides of the ball.
So offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, and specifically the defensive line, because they had some injuries this year and it depleted their depth.
Okay.
You got to build depth up front.
Okay.
You do it. Now, you're going to lose some pieces. They've got some guys going into the portal. They've already kind of announced that.
Sure.
So, but I think you've got some depth in the defensive backfield. You got some young linebackers that are going to step in and be really good, including one from Quincy Notre Dame, who was really good on the scout team stuff this year, and Taylon Scott.
So I was going to guess.
And I think the other thing would be wide receiver.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to guess you were going to say is wide receiver has to be the biggest emphasis.
Yeah.
But I get it because you always need linemen.
Yeah, and I think defensive lineman has to be the biggest emphasis because that's where you lack depth. Wide receiver, you got to go find some playmakers, but you've got some guys coming back, and Owen Hampton, Jackson Burnett. Yeah, I like their tight end group.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and he's done a good job. Kilday has done a good job recognizing that, and he's a kind of a tight end devotee. So, I get it.
Well, and I saw on Saturday, and you've seen over the years, the importance at small school football, at the high school level, the importance of linemen.
Yeah.
And especially when you've got a defensive tackle that can blow plays up. And that leads us right into the shuck 'em up this week.
I think it's appropriate.
It really is. When you see the play develop, and I'm lucky enough that the Brown County coaching staff was able to share their video of the goal line stand on the 2-point conversion with me, and you see what Cooper Adcox does to the Calhoun Center to blow up this play, and then you see Trey Fullerton hit a gap right between the center and the guard. It's like nobody touched him. And then you see Micah Henry off the edge come down the line, and he wraps his arms around the fullback, Jack Brannon. And unfortunately for Calhoun, that play was never going anywhere because Cooper Adcox blew it up from the start.
Well, and I think something that doesn't get said enough about the Brown County defense, because it does have some stars.
Yes.
Micah Henry might be the smartest, most intelligent football player on that unit.
Funny you bring that out, because I was talking to him today, and he told me that his teammates call him cerebral.
He is.
And he is.
Yes.
But the fact that his teammates recognize it impressed me.
Yeah.
You know, and this play, and I said it earlier in this show, I'll say it again, and right now before we go to the video, is the #1 play in Brown County football history, not just playoff history, because this play got them into the state title game.
It's also, I think, going to weigh very heavy on our friend Aaron Elmore for a long time.
It will.
And that's coaching. You roll the dice and you make decisions.
Well, okay, so and I'll get to this in a story later this week. But talking to Micah Henry today, I said, who did you go to first after the game? Thinking, did he run to his grandfather, former Brown County coach Jim Henry?
Yeah.
Did he run to his dad, former Brown County quarterback Brad Henry?
Right.
You know, did he run to mom? He went to Jack Good, the Calhoun kicker, and all-around, all-purpose back and athlete, because the two of them had gotten to know each other over the years, and he knew how that transpired at the end was going to impact him, especially the fact that the Jack Good had lost his sister. If you read any of that, great story from my buddy Greg Shawshack down at the Alton Telegraph, and that's the kind of kid Micah Henry is.
He is.
He went to him first before he went and celebrated with his family, and that's special. That's
those Henry kids are well raised.
That tells you something big about those kids. But he also made a big play right here, along with Cooper Adcox, Trey Fullerton, and the rest of that defense. So let's shuck them up.
Shuck them up!
Thank you to the Brown County coaching staff for sharing that video with us. If you saw it on Facebook, Sarah Hoots, the wife of defensive coordinator Jared Hoots, posted it with some music under it, and it fit really well. She used a Metallica song. Per reasons we cannot use that song.
So we don't want to be sued.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So if you see it on Facebook, and kudos to Sarah and Jared. Jared sent it to me today, so thank you for sharing that with us. My view of that was from the opposite. I was in the opposite end zone.
Okay.
So I'm seeing it from 100 yards away,
right.
120 yards away.
Well, it helps to have that perspective.
So that video helped me, but what I saw was just a stone wall. From what I saw, I saw Micah Henry come off the edge and come down the line and wrap his arms around Jack Brandon. I saw Trey Fullerton hit that gap. I didn't see the way Cooper Adcox blew that play up until I saw videos later on. From my vantage point, I couldn't see that because it was run right at him. So all I was seeing was the back of Jack Brandon running into Cooper Adcox. I didn't see what Cooper Adcox had done on that play. And the more videos I've watched, the different angles, wow, he just blew that thing up.
With the possible exception of Trey Hoskins, does anybody in Tri-State football better pass the eye test than Cooper Adcox?
No.
I mean, he looks the part now.
His dad looks the part now.
Yes, that's very true.
But because his dad's still in good physical shape.
Right.
And his dad, one of the nicest people you'll meet.
Very much so.
Very friendly, but he could be intimidating based on his size.
Yeah.
And especially when he's painted up in green, and because they get into it. The whole Adcox family.
Good for them.
Had an absolute blast sitting next to them.
Yeah.
They parked their truck next to mine in the end zone. And it was an absolute blast sitting, having gotten to know them, and getting to spend some time with them talking in the end zone and stuff. That was a lot of fun. To me, that was as much fun as the game was incredible, and it's going to go down. I've said the super sectional game that the baseball team won against Carrollton in 2022. Number 21 on our list of 20 of 25. If you want to check out our
very nice plug, timely as well.
Yes, exactly. So that game is probably in one of my top 10 games of all time. This one might be there now too. Those final 5 minutes were just ridiculously a roller coaster of emotion.
And that's the way playoff football against two rival teams should be. I mean, we can all complain about, well, it was just a conference tournament essentially for Brown County, but at the end of the day, it's the best conference on this side of the state.
It is.
And now we get a chance to see if the WIVC can compete.
The best conference from the South
against
the best conference from the North.
Yes.
And your two best teams coming out of there through the playoffs.
And they should be. And they should be. Yes, they both proved it. And they both avenged losses along the way to get here.
Yep.
You know, Lena Winslow doing so in incredible fashion against Stockton. And after that week 1 stumble, I think we've got ourselves a pretty good matchup there.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun in Bloomington Normal on Friday morning. It's going to be cold.
Well, you know, it's cold.
It should be cold. It's late November in a state football championship. We've been there when it's snow on the ground.
It's a privilege to be able to cover that.
Exactly.
You know, and it that adds to the atmosphere.
It was cold when Camp Point Central won it a couple years ago.
Dude, it was cold when Carthage won it. You know, we've seen some shivers. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, we have, but that's the fun of it.
It is. It makes it all worthwhile.
Thank you to Jeremy Platt and Platt Daddy Barbecue for always sponsoring Shuck 'em Up.
Got my turkey.
I was going to say, I know you're getting a smoked turkey from...
He sold out, so obviously I'm not the only one who's learned the lesson. Let Jeremy do your turkey.
So you're going to be enjoying some fine turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's really good turkey. Yes,
have you decided on your sides yet?
I have. I will reveal later to you, and then we'll see where we go from that point.
I'm excited now.
Yes.
Awesome. We are going to take a break. Coming up in hour number 2. Basketball chat. We're going to talk with Andy Douglas, the Quincy High School boys basketball coach. I've got an update, a big win for the Quincy University men, so we'll talk about that. And who knows, we might try to get Brad Hoyt on the phone by the end of the hour. I don't know if he'll be out of the locker room or not, but we might try.
Well, he might be a little shorter in the locker room tonight off the heels of a big win on the road.
So we'll see what happens here in hour number 2. And we've got the adjustment of the week coming up, a really cool adjustment of the week on a great play.
Our first basketball adjustment of the week.
It is. And the player that made this made quite an adjustment, and it wowed a lot of people.
It did. It got a lot of traction.
It did. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, along with my trusty sidekick, Sports Director Chris Dewar, who's been out and about this evening. First night of basketball play for the Illinois boys tonight.
Always a fun night.
Yeah, and we had tournament action going on in several different places, and you were able to get to one. Shane Holsey's down in Pittsfield tonight.
Right.
You were at Bushnell, so we'll have coverage from several different places, and we'll have coverage throughout the week. You're going to head over to the Tournament of Champions in Washington, Illinois. Now, do they play that at Washington High School? Where do they play those games?
They play it at Washington High School.
Love that gym.
And this will be my first time in that gym.
Okay.
And going over a little early to check out Route Catholic, who's playing in our Superfan Shootout a little later this year. So we'll have some stuff to talk about with them. And then obviously West Hancock making its debut. And obviously one of the most popular draws on the shootout circuit in the region this year.
Yeah.
2 Division I offerees on that team, and Hunter Froman and obviously Cooper Knowles.
Correct.
Who's back and healthy now. So I'm excited to see how things go, and excited to see if Jeff Dahl what he's done with his backcourt.
I'm going to head up to Moline tomorrow.
That's a great opener.
Quincy Notre Dame boys open their season at Moline, at Wharton Fieldhouse, the venerable facility that it is, against the Maroons, who are always good, coached by a guy who's had a little bit of success in his career. You might get a little red-faced at times on the sideline.
I've seen that. Known to skip on occasion.
Yeah, known to lose money at card games, too. So
yes.
Can't wait to see Sean
the
Taylor.
Clemente kid, yes.
Can't wait to see Sean Taylor tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to that. And then we've got, obviously Thanksgiving tournament at Quincy High School, a revamped version of that. We'll talk more about that with Andy Douglas here in a little bit. We've got the goalie transportation tip-off thing going on at Notre Dame this weekend.
Girls basketball at Mount Sterling, which is a pretty good tournament.
The Brown County Lady Hornet Classic. We've got good teams there. That championship will be on Saturday.
Yes.
The Pittsfield Tournament Championship will be on Friday.
Yes.
A lot going on. We've got college games going on. Now they're going to take a Thanksgiving break here.
Right.
So the GLVC doesn't begin, but it begins next week. Big week for QU next week. Monday, Thursday, Saturday, all at home.
And you will not be here next Monday night.
I will not. It'll be the first show I've missed. This year. So, So it'll be Shane Holsey's going to sit in for me, so you don't have to go through 2 hours alone.
Thank God. Nobody wants to listen to me babble for 2 hours, I can assure you.
Well, they would just hear you whining at the end of it.
Probably, yes.
So we've got all that going on. Quincy University men on the road tonight. They got a split on this road trip. Lost by 2 on Saturday to Missouri Western, 82-80. They were in that game at the end. They were down as many as 11 in the second half. Fought it back to a one-possession game. Never got over the hump. Tonight they took the lead in the first half and held it throughout. Great defensive effort on the perimeter. Beat Pittsburgh State 80-74. Pitt State 3 of 28 from three-point range.
Again, that's great getting after it on the perimeter and that is an underrated part of the game, chasing three-point snipers.
Yeah. So if you have not seen the QU men, Tiernan Steins is worth the watch. 23 tonight, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I've only seen him against Hannibal LaGrange, but yes. And watching that second half the other night against HLG, really impressive to watch those guys all kind of start to work in each other's orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he and Max Spoorer play very well off each other.
So I think, Hawks are 3-2, the women are 3-1. Obviously, they're both those GLVC doubleheaders. We'll also have our Alpha Accessories QU Round Ball Review coming up next week after each one of those home games.
I hope you're getting paid like triple time because you're doing 3 of them next week.
Yeah,
you're a trooper.
There's no triple time around here. Come on. I'm lucky we get paid.
That's true.
Yeah, we do this for fun, don't we?
We do it for love.
There you go. A couple cool things, though, not related to basketball or high school football.
Okay.
The Quincy University women's volleyball team got an NCAA tournament bid. Found out that selection show was about 6:30 tonight. They get the number 6 seed in the Midwest region. That regional is being played at the University of Missouri St. Louis. So they draw Fair State out of the gate.
Who they've never beaten.
Correct. So, but they got to the championship match of the GLVC tournament for only the second time in program history, first time since 1998. And we got a Quincy girl on the team.
We do. Lily Marth, who does such a great job basically patrolling every little nook and cranny within that construct of their deal. By the way, have you ever been in the Williamsville?
I have not been in the field house yet.
Oh, my goodness.
People here... Okay, time out here. So I'm going to bring this up.
Okay.
I'm sure it is a fantastic facility. So I'm not saying this like in any disrespect to Williamsville. I'm saying this more as from the GLVC perspective. Why are you playing it in that field house? And I say this because I was watching Sunday's title match on the GLVC Sports Network, and it looked like they were playing in an AAU gym. It felt like that based on the windows and the way the court was laid out. It didn't feel like it had fans nearby. And I may be totally wrong in that, but the view from the GLVC Sports Network made it look like an AAU tournament.
I mean, I think there because that place is so big and vast, there is a little bit of antiseptic to it.
Yeah.
But if you think of the setup, you have a major city right there in Springfield.
Right.
You have the room and the facilities based on the fact that they've got state-of-the-art locker rooms. They've got a practice facility at that place where you can go warm up 2 different teams across the other side of the field house. The field house is massive.
Oh, I know that. It just, I looked at it from watching it on the GLVC Sports Network, made me go, why are they playing it in a place that feels like an AAU tournament?
And it may, but I didn't get that. I went last year.
Right.
And I didn't get that sense.
Okay.
But maybe that is something that doesn't translate on camera.
Might be totally different in person. On camera, that's what it felt like.
Okay.
So it just made me curious why they chose that facility for a
I think they
major
found a very
tournament.
willing partner. And,
I think so too.
And Williamsville is eager to justify the outlay of expense for that field house.
The other significant thing in the sports world that has happened with a Quincy tie is the St. Louis University men's soccer team.
Go Bills!
Knocked out the number 6 seed Indiana Hoosiers in the second round of the NCAA tournament. First time ever SLU has beaten Indiana in the NCAA tournament. 1-0.
One shot.
On a goal by Tanner Anderson. Quincy Notre Dame's all-time leading scorer. His 3rd goal of the year for the Billikens. So not only did his penalty kick goal in the shootout win the A-10 conference championship, now he has sent the Billikens into the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament by beating a higher seed with a postseason goal.
It's not the Douglases just yet, but the Anderson family brotherhood has produced a really nice career resume.
I don't know if the weather will cooperate or if time will cooperate, but I know after they won the A-10 championship, Seth was there, his older brother Seth was there. They went golfing the next day. Maybe they need to go golfing after every win now to keep this run going.
I think that's probably whatever it is at this point that's working. But as you and I had joked a week ago off camera, be really interesting after knowing about Tanner and his competitive streak and his goal dances over the year, what he does on a golf course in proper golf attire after a long putt gets sank.
So, again, I was able to watch that. I hadn't tuned in, so I missed the goal live. Saw the video replay and stuff, and then watched the rest of the game. And he had a couple other chances, and fact of the matter is, Indiana outshot them, but they were really good. Their goalkeeper was really good for SLU. His 11th shutout of the season. Just a huge moment for Tanner Anderson, his family, and for Quincy soccer to see a guy who starred here go on and do something great at the NCAA tournament level. You know, it's fun to follow these kids as they continue to move on and do great things.
One other quick point that does circle back to college football. On his birthday this past weekend, we also had Aeneas Williams score another touchdown. So, obviously kind of a neat full circle as he's starting to get a little bit more run at the back of these games. Notre Dame has really come on.
Yeah, so kind of fun. Okay, I know Andy Douglas is texting me, so we'll see what that is.
We'll hope he's on the line.
Yeah, because we're going to call him next. So we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to chat with Andy Douglas, Quincy High School boys basketball coach, and talk about the Thanksgiving tournament. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary healthcare. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Chris Stewart, Thanksgiving week means basketball. I know we've got a lot of football going on, but right here in the Gym City, it always means basketball because we're now in the 54th year of the QHS Thanksgiving Tournament. Unfortunately, for only the second time ever, we won't be in Blue Devil Gym on Thursday night, but we will have games in Blue Devil Gym on Friday and Saturday, and that should be fun.
We're going to make the most of this. There's sometimes things happen in this world. You roll forward and you appreciate the basketball you have.
But it is Thanksgiving week. That means we're talking basketball. And so we had to bring on the head Blue Devil himself. Quincy High School boys basketball coach Andy Douglas joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Coach, how are you tonight?
Doing well, my man. How you guys doing?
So are we going to put a basketball movie up on the big screen in Blue Devil Gym on Thursday night and just have like popcorn and hang out and...
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I'm there that night, my wife might kill me. This is only the second Thanksgiving that I've been home and present, so this would be a little weird.
They're right there with you. Over 30 plus years of this, and I'm sitting here looking at Thanksgiving schedule, going, "What am I supposed to do now?" But because of circumstances, you had a team back out. You've had to adjust the schedule. You've got that figured out. So your season debut will be Friday night, and then you'll play again on Saturday night. Just how excited are you to see this team on the floor and see what this team – because there's a lot of unknowns here. So how excited are you to see what comes about with this team?
Well, I think you get to the point every year where you're tired of being in the gym practicing against yourself. And I know the kids are at that point. This is, like you said, it's a totally different team. I mean, you have with the amount of injuries that have taken place already prior to the season, leading into it, and now still going on. That's been quite the hit. But you have a bunch of kids that haven't been in this before. You know, a lot of times you'll have 2 guys, 3 guys that are contributors to last year's team. This year, with Milton Whitfield out, that takes the guy that played, a significant amount of minutes out of that. Now, Trace Ruth, he's one that played some early on last year, but, I think it's different when you're leading a team, not being led too. So, we're excited. Different look to this Thanksgiving tournament, but nonetheless, we're going to be in Blue Devil Gym. Guys are going to be playing, and I think it can be a blessing in disguise to have Thanksgiving off and to be able to spend that time with your family.
Up through practice, Andy, and into the blue and white last Friday night, what have you really liked that you've seen from this group? Where do you think you can kind of hang your hat this year?
Well, I think we're still working on that.
Okay.
To be honest, this is a group that is going to have to compete at a high level, and I think the last 4 years, at least, it was, going into the season, it's like, man, this group is competing at a high level. This group needs to learn a lot, and competing at a high level. Attention to detail is something that this group's going to have to hang their hat on. Without that, especially the attention to detail piece of this, the discipline piece of this on offense and defense, it's going to be hard to compete, with some of the teams on our schedule if we don't master that. So that's been a real teaching point for us. Really after the blue-white scrimmage, Saturday's practice was a tough one. Watching that film, being able to pull some things from it, we got on them a little bit, pushed them a little bit, but we're doing that for the right reasons. We know this group is capable. May not have the most talent or the talent that we had the last 4 years, but this is a group that is capable of competing, and we got to be able to do that consistently in practice.
Andy, you mentioned a lot of guys are going to get an opportunity here. How much are they relishing that? I mean, it's kind of a blank slate for you as a coaching staff. Hey, I've got a chance to come out and show the coaches I can be a part of this team. Are you seeing that from guys?
I think Coach Bonas mentioned that to the guys. We had a lot of talks in the office, but he mentioned that same thing. The sentiment of, listen, we've never, as long as we've been here coaching, we've never had this before, where there's so many guys that can compete for playing time. Last year, you knew Brad was going to run the point, you knew Keyshawn was going to be in the middle, and you knew the core guys that were going to be in between those two. This year, there is none of that. With Milton out due to injuries, a couple other guys out due to injuries, it's wide open. So your competition level in practice needs to mimic that. You need to have guys that are going all out, and guys that at the end of practice, coaches are like, man, I can't just pick 5. I might have 6 or 7 guys that went all out today. So like I said, this group is learning. We had a really good practice, Saturday, towards the end of Saturday's practice. I thought our practice today was quality. It's something that is really going to have to be built on and built on and built on. Leadership is a tough thing. It's you think just because kids, they got to learn behind Dom and Cameron and Brad and Keyshawn and these guys, they should know right off the bat how to lead. That's not how leadership works. So a lot of, there's a lot that goes into it. Some of our kids are learning, some of our kids are growing, and we need that in order to be successful.
But this has always, for you, Andy, been more than basketball. It's basketball as classroom for life. And that's one of the things that I think you really have done well in your tenure there and before at Liberty. So are you starting to see some of that take root? Are kids starting to assert themselves? And do you like the opportunity of putting kids in uncomfortable positions, maybe from a personality standpoint, to try to get the better them by the time their careers are done?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We've challenged all of our guys, but some of them have different challenges, and speaking out is one. Communication is one, a big one, and over the years how important communication is on the basketball floor. Coach Izzo talks about it all the time. A lot of the majority of coaches talk about it, especially the successful ones. But challenging our guys, it was tough for Longcore to communicate out on the floor the way that we wanted him to, and it took him a little while to get into that comfort zone. And he had 4 years to do it. Some of these guys don't have that luxury. So we've challenged some. One in that area, Tim Griffith. He's a freshman kid that's going to play a lot of minutes for us this year. He's one that came in about as quiet as they come in, and he's been one of the louder ones consistently in practice for us. So we've seen little wins like that, but like I said, this, and like you mentioned, Chris, it's a lot bigger than just the game of basketball. And trying to teach kids that, life lessons. Every practice is an interview. When you're competing for playing time, every practice is an interview. And if you wait, think that you're going to just go out and go through the motions Monday through Thursday and play on Friday, that's not going to be the case. We've already hired somebody else for that position. So we want our guys to compete at a high level. Our goal is to get better every day, better or worse, never the same. And that's a tough goal to have, but one that we're going to chase all season.
Andy, you mentioned Tim Griffith. You've got a couple freshmen that are playing with you. Having gone through that with freshmen, with the Longcourts and the Keyshawn's, and that group, Jeremiah Talton played for you as a freshman. How much does that help you as a coaching staff, knowing you've already dealt with freshmen on the varsity level in past, and you can help guide them a little bit? Having been through that as a coach, how much does that help now? I think we lost him.
We might have lost Andy. You scared him.
I guess so.
Nobody scares Andy Douglas. I know better than that.
I have no idea what happened there.
Well,
it's the second gremlin we've had tonight.
We're trying.
Yeah, exactly. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a commercial break? We can see if we can get him back on the phone and finish our conversation with him when we come back. But right now, we'll take a break and see if we can figure out what's going on with the gremlins when we come back. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Ready to retire on your terms? At Benson Financial Group, it's about more than money. It's about purpose. With over 25 years of experience, our team works together to craft a plan that fits your goals and values in Quincy and Hannibal.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Chris Stewart, when we had to go to commercial break because of our gremlins, Andy Douglas texted me and said it sounded like a slow alien. So I don't know which one of us is the alien, but we can ask him because he's jumping back on the Hess Auto Agency hotline with us. Andy, sorry about that. Sorry we had to go to commercial break, and sorry there's slow aliens in our phone lines.
I couldn't interpret what you guys are saying.
Well, let's be honest. There's a lot of times that happens, doesn't it?
That might be that might be to your advantage, Andy.
Well, let's pick up where we left off. I was going to ask you about you mentioned Tim Griffith earlier. You've got a couple freshmen on the team. You've coached freshmen before. Keyshawn, Bradley, that group. Yeah, Jeremiah Talton as a freshman. How much does that help you as a coach and as your coaching staff to have dealt with freshmen in the past to help bring these kids along?
Well, I think it helps a ton. The big thing is it's a learning process for them, and we let them know that we're right along the road with them. We're in the in the same car riding along with them. So, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but we're going to be there together, and our team's going to be there to support one another throughout it. So, we have a couple this year, a couple sophomores that are going to play a lot that, didn't play last year, but a lot of new faces out there. Even the senior class that we have, a lot of new faces out there. This is uncharted territory, if you will, for us with the six or so injuries that we've had and new faces that we've had, the inexperience that we had. I mean, it's been a wild start to the year, but I really think watching this group in practice, there's a lot of room and space for improvement, and I know from a coach's standpoint, we're looking forward to seeing that progress throughout the year.
I heard you invoke Coach Izzo earlier, and I was listening to Coach Izzo today talk about, hey, I don't grade my kids on the shots they make. I grade them entirely on their effort, their attitude, and their passion. Is that the big checkpoints this weekend at the Thanksgiving tournament, that you want to see those three things in abundance from a young group and kind of challenge them to surprise some people who might have written them off prematurely?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. We've I don't know how many times we've told guys, I don't care if you miss a shot. Sometimes you get, young groups, even older groups, they're all they look at the final outcome like, oh, I made the shot, and then you got to tell them like that, yeah, you made that shot, but that's not a high percentage shot. It's the process that we want to take more than just the outcome. But with this group, it's going to be based on that. We have to be a group that has junkyard dogs, and for us, it's going to be getting out of our comfort zone in that area. This is a really nice group of kids, or nice off the court, and we're going to need them to have a little mean streak to them when they're playing out there, and a little competition to them that pull some competition out of them that they may not have had before. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of mistakes made, but for us, the mistakes can't be energy related, defensive effort related, all the little things that it's going to take. Being disciplined in those areas is going to be key for us.
As uneasy as it can be sometimes when you have so many new faces and you don't know what to expect, is there also a little bit of joy in that, of going, wow, I can't wait to see how this develops. This is going to be fun to watch it develop.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a challenge, and I had many of people, and you coach a group like I've coached the last few years. It was a challenge. Year one with that group was a different challenge than year 4 with that group. And with this group, it's going to be totally different. So I think that's coaching in a nutshell. We don't have the luxury of being able to recruit kids in like some of the other high schools in Illinois, but we don't have that luxury to do that. So you get what you get, and for us, it's not okay. Well, we don't have the athletes. We're not, we're just going to take it easy this year and relax. No, we want to get as much out of this group as we can. We want to learn as much as we can. We want to develop as many relationships and get them as close as we can, because those are things that this group and every other group that's played, those are the things that they're going to remember the most. They're not going to remember all the plays that we ran, maybe not even the offense or defense that we ran, but they will remember a lot of the time that they spent together, the battles that they had in practice, coming together after practices and games, and we're trying to make this the best year possible for them.
Been able to kind of watch how some of your former players are doing at the college level. Keyshawn Thomas in 4 games, averaging 15 points for Drury. I know some of those other guys haven't gotten minutes yet, or some may be redshirting. How much time do you take to make sure you're paying attention to your former guys that are playing in the collegiate level right now?
A lot, man. I've talked to my phone a lot, setting schedules and timers and alarms and whatever. So my phone and I have a pretty good relationship. My wife does a really good job of letting me know. Having Coach Brown in the office, with Camden playing, he knows his schedule and a lot of the other guys' schedules as well. With Dom and Brad, those two playing at the level that they're playing at, ESPN reminds me of when they're playing. Yeah. So It's been pretty fun thus far. You know, got a chance to watch Key play a couple games a couple weeks ago and watched him dominate. You know, just do some special things out there. Hoping to get over to watch Cameron play at Culver and JT over in Lindenwood. So, you know, just a lot of guys playing, and you know, it's a blessing, man, to be able to coach in this program, to be able to coach some of the kids that we've been able to coach, and guys that are still putting on a uniform and still out there competing at a high level. It's been a blessing.
Well, you're gonna miss Keyshawn here in town a week from Saturday because you guys are gonna be on the road.
Yeah. That's going to be a rough one. I thought we'd be able to make that work, but traveling up to Deerfield, that's a pretty long trip to make. We'll have to see if we can get our hands on a password or two to get in and watch them on the way out.
I think I know a guy that can help you out there.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, man, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us tonight. Sorry about the gremlins and having to call you back, but
good.
Appreciate you sticking with us through that. And I know it's going to be weird not being in Blue Devil Gym on Thursday night, but we look forward to seeing you the rest of the weekend. And the Hall of Fame ceremony on Saturday night is still going on. So a lot to look forward to. And it's going to be fun to see how your team develops and grows, because that's what this is going to be throughout the year.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. We're looking forward to getting going, and you know, happy to be able to be on here with you guys, talk about our group, and spend time with the legend himself, Matt Shuckman, and the legend himself, Chris Doerr.
Well, since we won't get a chance to tell you Thursday, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. Going to be a little weird, but we're still looking forward to seeing you Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving.
You too, my man. Thanks so much. I'll see you this weekend.
All right, take care.
That was Quincy High School boys basketball coach Andy Douglas joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline for the second time tonight.
I didn't mention Doug Christie once. Do I get a cookie or something from this?
No.
Okay.
No. Sacramento Kings, blah, blah, blah. Light the beam, baby.
Hasn't been lit very often this year.
Well, again, no games at Blue Devil Gym on Thanksgiving night because they had to revamp the schedule, had a team back out. They will be playing on Friday and 2 sessions on Saturday.
Right.
The Quincy High JV is going to fill in. Obviously, will not play the Blue Devils. So 2 games on Friday night, 2 games Saturday afternoon, only 1 game on Saturday night, 6 o'clock start. They're going to do the Hall of Fame ceremony at 5:30 before that game. So hopefully there's still a good crowd, even though it's only 1 game. And
best sports weekend of the year around here with all that's going on?
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
You've got games going on at Q&D, boys and girls, and some big ones. Quincy High girls are at home Saturday afternoon. We have 2 state semifinal football games on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, Friday we got a state championship game. There's a lot going on.
It's a good kind of busy.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm so excited that we have all these communities on both. Now, the basketball front, where we're just starting, where there's a lot of hope springing eternal in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And then the 3 great stories to wrap up on our fall with Monroe City, Hannibal, and obviously Brown County.
And our fall award shows, our awards will be coming out once fall is done. Fall's not done yet.
We can't even get to that because fall keeps getting extended in the best possible way.
But we will be honoring softball, volleyball, football here at the end of the fall sports season, which we know is only 1 more week at most.
Yeah.
But it could be 1 more week.
And that's what we're hoping for.
That's right. So we'll keep you up to date on all that stuff. We're going to take a break. We're going to make an adjustment.
Oh, a good one, too.
And come back in with the adjustment of the week. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Chris Stewart, we just talked to Andy Douglas. He mentioned his former players playing at the collegiate level. We just saw Jeremiah Talton had 9 points tonight in Lindenwood's victory over UMKC. We've seen Abby Schreck on TV playing for the Mizzou women. They're all over there. You mentioned in the commercial break, Carl Sandberg's got a Quincy High and a couple of West Hancock connections. There's a lot of interesting college basketball moments for us to pay attention to, and we could get totally lost in that because there's enough good players throughout.
Well, and we always like to see what's next for our guys. Like at the Hannibal LaGrange Quincy University game the other night, getting to see the Taltons. You know, getting to watch Joe and Josh play again is always fun. I got a chance to go over and watch Culver, and Cameron moves his feet now even at a better level than he did before defensively. And big fan of the way he guards on the ball, always have been. So, I mean, if you get a chance to go out and take in some of the college basketball, it's been good this year. It'll get better hopefully soon when Danny Stevens gets healthy. And hopefully gets cleared to go, because I think Western has some nice pieces. I do too. But he is the connecting piece, and without him right now, they're kind of not what they're going to be if he gets healthy.
I really think Chad Boudreau's doing a good job there. We know J.D. Gravina's got that program going.
Oh, man.
Mia Nicastro, Reagan McCowan, they're just outstanding
Addie
players.
Brownfield. And a lot of them are regional players that have done really well and that J.D. has tapped into. Speaking of regional players, he did pretty well at Rochester as well.
Yes, very much so. Again, recruiting your own backyard. And that leads us into this week's Adjusting Chiropractic Adjustment of the Week, which you saw in person, got highlights of, and one heck of a pass.
Well, my good friend Derek Paris, our good friend Derek Paris, from channel1450.com, had told us that this was just typical Kaylin Reed stuff, that she makes spectacular plays. And the other night against Bradley, she's trying to force a transition move down the floor, and the ball gets batted away. And you think
the Bradley
turnover.
defender did a nice job of sliding in and not allowing an easy layup.
Right, and with Nicastro going down the middle, they were clearly hedging against that. So at first glance, Rochester alum Kaylin Reed makes a pass that doesn't do what she wants it to do. She adjusted to it.
She did.
And delivered one of the finest and prettiest passes we've seen yet this season, and probably back into last season. So our good friend Justin Felsman, who will adjust your day for the better chiropractically, allows us to adjust the tempo of games and talk about what worked. This worked big time for J.D. Gravina.
Big time. So let's go to our Justin Chiropractic Adjustment of the Week.
Tired of that old sports injury taking you out of the game? Give us a call at Justin Chiropractic to see if we can help you get back to living your life and doing the things that you love and enjoy doing. Now back to the guys. Here's the play that adjusted the outcome of the game.
So in the highlight gathering business,
Yes.
when you get one of those, and I love being at Western Hall because I know just about everybody on the front line from years and years and being up there.
Right.
The first thing I get is, you better have gotten that to her. And then I start thinking, and I want to go, well, what kind of amateur do you think you're dealing with? And then it crosses my mind, well, what if I didn't get that? And I just shot my mouth off. So former Macomb girls basketball coach Jackson Kane was among those.
Okay.
So I was happy to be able to bring that highlight back to us this week.
You got it, and I know what you mean, because with shooting photos,
yeah,
if I'm in the right spot to get a photo and I don't get it, I'm mad at myself.
Oh yeah.
But there was the Owen Hampton one-handed touchdown grab for Quincy University, and it happened to my left. Like, I'm on the sideline. I mean, I had a great view of it, but I was focused on Braden Little when I was shooting photos. And by the time I swung, he already made the catch and was in the end zone. And it was like, I saw the play, but I couldn't get it. And I had people texting me from the press box. Did you get a photo of that? No, I did not.
I have not yet shared this with you, Matt Shuckman, because I'm shamed. But at the last North Shelby Knox County District Championship game, there is a play at the end that is a scoop and score, fumble recovery of 74 yards because it's an 80-yard field.
Yeah.
And at the end, Gannon Bowen has the presence of mind when he's perpendicular to lateral the ball back to a teammate, like the Stanford band play, and I've got my camera sitting on the ground because I had more highlights than I could use.
It happens.
And I said to myself, I'm not going to tell Matt Shuckman about this ever.
It happens.
Yes. Felt bad.
I've been there, done that.
Felt bad and guilty.
Well, you said something happens, and so not knowing how Saturday's game was going to play out, Calhoun scored its first touchdown straight at me.
Oh, wow.
Hole opens up.
So down, coming to the other side of the field. Okay.
Yeah, coming to the west end zone. Hole opens up. He's running like right at me, right into the end zone. And I'm click, 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 click. And I look down, and I hadn't changed my settings. I had shot something where it was kind of cloudy, so I changed settings. I hadn't changed them back, and all of them were overexposed. And it was like, don't have that one.
Just makes you appreciate the good ones that much better, my friend.
It does.
We're all human.
That is our Adjusting Chiropractic Adjustment of the Week. We do that every week right here on this show.
Sets a high tone for our basketball season.
It does, and we still have a possibility of some football adjustments.
We do.
But we may be transitioning into all basketball adjustments, or maybe a wrestling adjustment.
We have talked about that because mid-round adjustment.
It could happen.
Yes, very much so.
So we'll be diving into more wrestling coverage once we get past Thanksgiving week and things kind of kick up on the wrestling front.
We also kind of need to get the fall completely done.
We do.
And then we're going to dive in headlong like we always do.
And like we talked with Brock Idris earlier about the fact that he's coaching football right now. He doesn't have a lot of time in the basketball gym. Jeff Bottorff, the Brown County boys basketball coach, doesn't even have his team yet.
No.
It's going to be a few weeks till we see some of the better teams pick up their stride and stuff because, football's still going on.
It is, and it is a journey, as we've touched on numerous times. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And, obviously, it's a good problem to have for Brown County and for Monroe City to be in this position with some of their better players still playing a second sport. Because that's once-in-a-lifetime stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up on this Monday night. So stick around for one more segment. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care, from state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, Why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. Sitting next to Walter White, Chris Dewar.
I mean, that was a really good call by Bob Goff. I'm not going to lie. He did it well.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
But people like the Highlight Wrangler.
People love the Highlight Wrangler, courtesy of our friends at Little Jess Motor Company.
And you actually saw kids taking a selfie in front of the Highlight Wrangler.
I initially thought we were going to be defaced, but actually, I was surprised and pleasantly pleased they took their selfie next to the Highlight Wrangler.
The funniest part of the Highlight Wrangler, though, is the fact that your wife doesn't want it in the driveway.
Well, yes, because she doesn't want me to get egged.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yes, so
she's worried about the sanctity of the Jeep Wrangler.
Yes, bless her heart.
It makes me laugh.
You never know who I've ticked off during the course of the week.
Or years.
Or days.
Exactly. Or me.
Or you, yes. Yeah. You know where I live, so you can find it.
My face is on there, too. So.
Yes, of course.
That's what I mean, yeah.
So, yes, but... I mean, the thing gets a heck of a response wherever you drive.
Which is great. Yeah. And we've had a lot of fun this postseason chasing all these stories. And I know I was able to spend some time at Brown County today, and talking with those guys. And that was a lot of fun. And just seeing them, it's one thing to see them in a football setting where they're on the field, they're in pads, or after a game, or, and all that. They just see him like in the hallway at school and just see a different setting. And I did ask Kenzie Cassing today.
Yes.
I said, "Are you guys next?" And she just gave me a little smile and went, "Yeah."
So here's the really cool thing. Biggest football game of your life. At 9 o'clock on Saturday morning at the Lady Hornet Classic, there was the Brown County football team supporting the girls in the stands before they left for Calhoun.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I mean, I think...
That's pretty cool.
And, all of us are a little worried for the well-being of Mount Sterling because those people are some of the most avid and passionate sports-loving fans. And when this is over, I think there's going to be some withdrawal. So basketball is going to have to fill a big spot.
Basketball is going to be kind of fun in Mount Sterling this year.
Both ways.
Yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to once we get past football season. But right now, football is priority in Brown County, in Monroe City, in Hannibal.
Great atmospheres. Got a chance to be in both of our Missouri cities. Not the best weather on Friday night, obviously, for the Hannibal game.
Yep.
But, man, what an effort and performance after giving up an early touchdown.
Yeah.
Jeff Geschwender's team adjusted really well. That is such a smart group of guys.
Yes.
I know we've touched on it, but it's just, spending time, my interview didn't turn out, but spending time with Ben Worthington after the game, it's like, I get why this team is so good because everybody gets it. They know their role and they plug in and they operate well with one another.
So I was going to say our Friday weather for the state championship game seems okay.
Okay.
Going to be cold, but we already talked about that. We
yeah.
knew that going in. Saturday's when it could get a little dicey.
Okay.
Because they're talking chance of snow on Saturday. So the weather in Festus and in St. Louis could get interesting. Could not as well. It could just be cold and no precipitation.
We'll deal with the road conditions. It's the football conditions that make you wonder. And as well as Monroe City is playing right now, I'm not sure a tornado is going to stop those guys from their appointed rounds. What an impressive performance by them on Saturday as well.
58-21 over Mid-Buchanan.
Number 2 team in the state, undefeated.
Yeah.
And, it all went away from Mid-Buchanan fast.
Yeah.
I mean, they got hit and they got punched and they didn't have an answer.
Well, and that's coming off of Friday night where we saw Hannibal take out West Plains 41-12, a dismantling of West Plains. Yes. And it was like, whoa. And then we see another one on Saturday, and it's like, okay, maybe we've got a couple teams here that are legit title contenders, and I truly believe that.
And what all 3 of those teams share in common is that they're not the favorite because we have that 700-pound gorilla in the room in Illinois with Lena Winslow, in Class 4 in Hannibal with Kearney, and in Class 2 with Blair Oaks.
Right.
So it's like if one of these teams can break through and do it, it's the story. It's really one of the stories of the year, just based on
without doubt
going uphill and swimming against the odds.
So the interesting thing is Jeff Gishwinder's coached in a state title game.
Yes.
David Kirby has won a state title game.
Yes, he has.
Tom Little,
first time
as a head coach, has not been in a state title game. However, talking to him today, and I'll be anxious to see come Friday what he does, because he's a guy that wears shorts on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 35 degrees on Friday.
He'll still be wearing shorts.
Oh, yeah, that's what he told me today.
Yeah.
Now he hates being cold.
Yeah,
but I know why. I know why he's wearing shorts. I know the connection there. I'm hoping we see him in shorts on Saturday and we can write that story.
Okay.
Because there's a cool connection there. That's our tease, by the way.
I like when you tease.
And we got several stories we're going to drop on Brown County this week. Obviously, we mentioned it earlier with Micah Henry and the Henry connection. Had a great chance to sit down and talk to him about connection to his grandfather and his father and his uncle, who all were part of Brown County history. Obviously, Jim Henry was the coach that led Brown County to his first ever playoff appearances.
Yes.
And for the longest time, when you thought of Brown County football, you thought of Jim Henry.
You did.
And Jim Henry's still part of it and still celebrating it. So that's interesting. Got an interesting. Why are you giggling? What'd I do?
I almost made a Chip Alexander reference, but I'm going to restrain myself here.
Good for you. I think that's probably
I'm going to be the
good.
better Chris Dewar today.
Okay. A really interesting story on Trey Fullerton and the week he had last week.
I can't wait for this one because you clued me in on this one, and that's a great story.
So, again, we'll have Brown County coverage. You've got Monroe City preview stuff coming.
I do.
You're going to head over to Hannibal and get us Hannibal preview stuff. So we've got all that to look forward to as the week goes on.
Yeah, a little story on a guy we haven't talked enough about.
Okay.
The two-way value of Wyatt DeGrave.
Oh.
Because you don't usually talk about two-way value with your quarterback, do you?
No, you don't. And he's a guy who's made plays all year long, and we really haven't talked about him much.
Well, they run the ball so much for starters. And I did tease David Kirby this week and call him the Dean Smith of quarterback stats. But yes, we've got that coming as well. Probably Thanksgiving Day, I think that would drop.
Okay.
All
right. Sounds good to me.
Man, good show. I'm sorry I was only here for half of it.
Yeah, slacker.
Yeah, well, you docked my pay again.
Yeah, no problem. I'll take away the highlight wrangler.
Ooh, I need that.
Yeah, I know.
Especially Saturday.
The highlight wrangler is going to be in Bloomington Normal on Friday.
And then, yes.
And then in St. Louis on Saturday.
Yes. So we're going to get some miles on this thing and some basketball in between.
The Shuck Truck's going to get some miles, too. It's already getting some miles, so,
Well, you went to Calhoun. You might as well have went to Antarctica at that point.
And I'm heading to Moline tomorrow.
That should be super fun.
Yeah,
and again, somebody asked me today, who's the best boys basketball team in our area? There's a chance it could be Quincy Notre Dame when this is all said and done.
It could be. So we'll see. We'll see how tomorrow night goes for them. But again, long season ahead. We're just getting started with basketball, but it's going to be a fun week of football. Going to be a blast. So make sure you check out muddyriversports.com. We'll have you covered on every aspect that we possibly can. Thanks for checking us out, because it's been a lot of fun telling these stories and seeing the people share it on Facebook and those type of things. So
we had a huge weekend, and that was really gratifying because we want to contribute to your excitement.
So here we go. For Chris Dewar, I'm Matt Shuckman. This has been another episode of Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.